Welcome to another episode of VR Roundup. In this video, I want to talk about some games that don't have brand recognition. I mean, they're brands, but somehow many VR players are ignoring these games. But one thing I assure you, they are way better than many big brands in the VR gaming industry. So let's take a look at some under-the-radar gems available now for PSVR 2. These games truly showcase the power of Sony's new hardware. At least, in my opinion.
The Colonel is a member of an organization known as the Consortium. This threatened biological attack is a massive step up in their campaign, and we need to stamp it out.
First up, recently released, the stylish roguelite shooter, Synapse. This frantic first-person shooter throws you directly into the action as you infiltrate a mysterious seaside building in search of a man connected to a strange, metaphysical machine. Upon finding him, you're transported into his psyche, a trippy black and white world where you'll blast through psychedelic arenas filled with enemies. Synapse delivers satisfying gunplay with pistols, shotguns, railguns, and more. You can grab faraway objects using your psychic powers and fling them at enemies. This leads to creative kills like bashing foes with crates or exploding barrels. The traversal system is genuine too. You can mantle up onto objects, wall run, and use your psychic grab to effortlessly boost yourself over cover for slick movements in the middle of firefights. Synapse perfectly captures that tactile feeling of handling weapons and physically interacting with environments in VR. With tough but fair combat, incredibly fun physics, and polished comic book style visuals, this roguelite shooter is an absolute adrenaline rush from start to finish. Don't miss out on this PSVR 2 gem.
I can't believe it worked. Sasha, is that you?
Moving on, for a more atmospheric and story-driven VR experience, check out Red Matter 2. This striking sci-fi sequel has you unraveling the mysteries of an abandoned Soviet space station using specialized manipulation tools that feel incredible with the PSVR 2 Sense controllers. In this follow-up to the acclaimed original, you'll scour the relic facilities, unlock pathways using your multifunctional tools, reconstruct smashed equipment, and gain access to restricted areas. The intricate environmental puzzles and deep narrative are brilliantly brought to life through the VR mechanics and interaction design. Small moments like using a holographic multi-tool to interface with high-tech systems feel so intuitive and immersive. With its moody retro-futuristic visuals, chilling atmosphere, and brilliant VR native design, Red Matter 2 is an absolute stunner and a must-play PSVR 2 title. Then comes Cosmic Smash VR. This inventive sports game is a faithful VR adaptation of the cult classic Dreamcast title. It delivers all of the flash and neon visuals, electronic beats, and intense over-the-top squash-like action of the original, but experienced from within your PSVR 2 headset. Wailing the energetic ball against varied surfaces, avoiding obstacles, and pulling off skill shots to outscore your opponent is an absolute blast. The presentation pomps with Tron-like visual flair and a thumping synthwave soundtrack that complements the gameplay perfectly. The motion controls are tight and intuitive, making this easy to pick up but difficult to master. You'll need sharp reflexes and strategy to prevail. The campaign provides a robust, single-player experience, while online multiplayer ensures high replay value as you take on opponents across the world. With endless futuristic courts, game modes, and challenge missions, Cosmic Smash VR is incredibly addictive and endlessly playable. This inventive sport game is an absolute must-try for PSVR 2 owners and especially fans of psychic-based arcade experiences. Don't miss this faithfully crafted VR version of a cult classic. And finally, for thrilling competitive multiplayer action, Pavlov VR delivers intense search and destroy combat focused on realistically handling weapons and using team tactics, with detailed environments and game modes inspired by Counter-Strike and Call of Duty. This is a visceral VR shooter built for hardcore fans. The expertly crafted maps encourage you to lean around cover, check corners, listen for enemy movements in 3D space, and pull off clutch headshots. Using voice chat to coordinate with teammates amplifies the intensity as you develop strategies and call out enemy locations. Mastering each weapon through the detailed reload and firing mechanics feeds into the gameplay loop and reward system, creating an incredibly immersive experience. This is a shooter focused on simulation rather than arcade action, whether in chaotic free-for-all deathmatches or tactical team-based battles. Pavlov provides endless replay value and heart-pounding multiplayer competition, with continued support and updates from its dedicated community. This is a must-own multiplayer shooter for VR fans. As you can see, the PSVR 2 already has a stellar lineup of inventive experiences that feel tailor-made for VR. Whether you want pulse-pounding action, cerebral stories, or new gameplay concepts, these titles deliver. Have you played any of these gems yet? Let me know in the comments.